Wonderful. And we're going to jump right in. The Q&A is open. You can use it at any point. We'll have an opportunity to answer some of those questions live at the end. I think that there's going to be some interaction. And so if Allison asks for your feedback and you're able to type it in the Q&A, please do. The chat is not able to be used, but the Q&A is. And then I'm going to turn it over to Allison. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Summer. I appreciate your invitation to the Career Center for talking to some new Pitt families today. Again, my name is Allison Kavaloukas. I serve as the Assistant Director for Program Operations in the university's Central Career Center. My email is listed here, and I have contact information at the end as well. As we get started today, I want to invite anyone and everyone on the call to feel free to type something you'd like to learn or get out of this webinar into the Q&A so that I can make sure that we're covering it through the slides. And then at the end, we'll go back to it and answer any questions that weren't covered as a part of this. So feel free to pop those things into the Q&A at any point as I get started. So a little bit about me before I dive in is I actually have two degrees from the University of Pittsburgh. I have a bachelor's degree and a master's in public policy and management. I've been working at Pitt since 2004, so before your kiddos were born in most cases, I think. And I have a lot of institutional knowledge, but I've been with the Career Center for a decade or longer, actually. So we're very excited to be able to talk to you about the services that we provide, the work that we do, and all of the things that your students can begin to take advantage of as soon as they get to campus. But before I dive in, I'd like to point out that we are located in the William Pitt Union right here. We're on the second floor where that arrow is pointing. We're very centrally located to campus, so any students over the course of their days can easily get to where we are situated if they want to meet in person. So, at that, I'm going to dive in to talk a little bit more about how we are very specifically here for students from day one. I like to explain that every single student on campus, when they arrive, and they may already be aware of this, has an academic advisor and a career consultant. They are two different roles, and students have one of each, if not more. Students are required to meet with their academic advisors to talk about that course completion, the types of things that are needed for them to complete their degree. They're here to support all of their academic needs. Students are not required to meet with consultants, but we are available and here for them at all times. Don't let that lack of requirement stop them from reaching out. You can be promoting this to them as early as their first day on campus. And here is how we partner with students. So, our core partnership includes helping them to explore majors and to understand how all of the different majors, minors, certificates, study abroad programs, all of those things combine to translate into job opportunities that are a part of the current job market. We also partner with the students to help teach them the steps they need to find internships, volunteer roles, leadership opportunities, research, any type of experiences that are going to support their academic foundation and help them to feel more connected to the careers they're intending to pursue later. We also coach personal branding through everything, including resume development, online profiles like LinkedIn, honing in on their interviewing skills, understanding what professionalism in the workplace is and how different types of work settings might have other different requirements. Our partnership helps to support all of that. And we also, as I would hope you would expect, like to connect them with alumni, professionals, and hiring organizations as early as they are meeting with us and getting started. So that is what the basis of our partnership is. But what we are really focusing on at this time is helping students to understand the career readiness and competencies that are expected for them in the workplace. So, according to the National Association of Colleges and Employers, career readiness is demonstrating your core competencies that broadly prepare a student for success in the workplace and their lifelong career management. So, that is the foundation of the work that we do, wanting to make sure that students have the core competencies in place so that their academic skills can combine them and ready them for specific work opportunities. So, why are these skills so important? They are important because students need them to get a job that they like, that they're good at, and that pays a living wage. We want students to understand that it's not just about the degree on paper, it's the combination of their degree, the skills they learn, their level of professionalism, and their initiative that get them to where they want to go in their careers. The competencies, as they're defined by that National Association of College of Employers, that are consistently ranked as the most important by thousands of employers across the country, are these. Having a strong sense of career and self-development, strong communication skills, critical thinking and problem solving, equity and inclusion, leadership, professionalism, teamwork, and technology. And through the Career Center, students can learn about ways that they can evolve in any of these skills areas. They can assess their skills in their level in these skill areas, and they can certainly grow in these areas and see that growth over time. We're here to support all of it. So, helping a student to build their brand can come in many forms, but one of the best ways for a student to establish a strong start is to meet with a career consultant one-on-one. There are a lot of ways to do it, but let's just go through the rundown so you can realize how easy it is. So we do have 9 career consultants who are dedicated to specific majors and portfolios, including one who is dedicated to students who are undecided, whether it's through major or career, but really are undecided and need that extra level of support. We have 3 consultants who are dedicated to experiential learning and helping them to build experiences to make those career decisions or to enhance their skills as they go. We have, in any given semester, we have between 10 and 15 alumni and residents who are professionals with experiences in a lot of different areas who have drop-in hours that are available for students to come and meet with someone for perhaps a different perspective, but a great professional perspective. And then we also have, to meet with any of those people, we have 30-minute appointments that can be scheduled or 20-minute drop-in availability available every single weekday. So students can just pop in if they have a quick question or just want a resume revision or to talk about an opportunity they want to find and learn more about it, or they can schedule an appointment to have a little bit deeper conversation. And they can continue to return as often as they'd like. These appointments can help students with choosing majors, minors, and certificates. It can help them to gain experience, can help with any document development. And a lot of the times, the next level of those appointments is to really talk about the networking support needed to help expand experiences and connections in a particular field. So we, through one-on-one consulting, can support all of those things. I believe there was a question about whether or not students could have these meetings over the summer, and not until they are officially enrolled first day of classes can those actual appointments start, but they will be available beginning that time. We also like to help students engage. So experiential learning is a critical component to the college experience and to being competitive as they enter the job market or graduate programs after undergraduate degrees. So we will support students pursuing any form of experience, which may depend on the type of program or major that they are in. So internships, research, summer jobs, any of those things that help support their growth, we're here to support it. I like to emphasize that student employment is something that our office actually supports as well. The Human Resources Office at the University of Pittsburgh manages a website called Talent Center, where every single position that is posted for student workers is listed on one website. So we can help students to navigate that, understand which types of opportunities maybe fit better in their schedule. We can understand which opportunities are work study eligible or which ones are not, if that's what they're looking for. So we're here to support students even on the student employment front, knowing that those experiences are going to help them to have valuable information to add to their resume, even if it isn't directly related to their career path. We also want students to have a network that is strong, that has a great foundation of Pitt people. So, encouraging students to build LinkedIn profiles early so that they can connect with their Pitt people as they go through the experience instead of needing to add them all at the point of graduation is very much a goal for our underclass and early year students. So, knowing that they can connect with their advisors, their faculty, their coaches, their career consultants, their fellow students as they go, which expands their access to the Pitt Alumni Network, is really valuable. Alumni also are, in addition to serving as alumni in residence, will often serve for networking events. They will attend other events on campus that we're hosting. They will host lunch and learn opportunities. They also have profiles in a database called Pitt Commons where students can log in and ask questions and identify alumni in a more targeted environment for more direct support or even mentoring. We also want to connect students with professionals and recruiters as often as we can. And we have events set up every fall and spring semester that give students a chance to potentially visit a site visit, shadow, and then meeting with fairs and info sessions as well. So we are doing what we can to help connect students with real people so they can learn real stories about experiences and help to shape their planning as they do that. Two of the biggest resources that we have that students can access are that are really critical to their development are Career Central and Handshake. Career Central is our online resource hub, and I have links to this on our last slide. Career Central is our primary website. It's where students can find out who their career consultant is. It's where they can find resume samples, industry information. They can connect to resources based on the general career community that they're interested in. And it's also where they can see our events and programs listed. Handshake is the platform where we're connecting students directly to employers. It's where job and internship sites or postings land. Thousands of jobs and internships are available in Handshake at any given moment. It's where you can see workshops, career fairs, which employers are attending the fairs, and it's also where you can find out where employers are visiting on campus. So, a really great resource that every student will have access to on the first day of classes. Career Central is a website that anyone can see now. It's public, and Handshake they'll begin to access on the first day of classes. Some other critical resources that we think it's important for people to know we have are what are listed here. Big Interview is a virtual mock interview platform, so students can begin to practice their interviewing skills in a virtual setting. They can get a score, they can improve their responses, and really get ready for things that might be asked by a particular industry or a particular job or internship setting. LinkedIn Learning is something that the institution has supported by giving every student and staff member access for skill development. LinkedIn Learning is a portal of uh, virtual resources and videos that any topic you can think of, really, if you aren't familiar with it yourself, nearly any topic, whether it's business, academic, or communication skills, career development skills, any topic you can think of. There's going to be a series of courses at different levels in LinkedIn Learning where, on a student's own time, even over the summers or winter vacations, students can be building on their skill sets and understanding some of their personal strengths a little bit better. U-Science is a terrific assessment for the undecided student who maybe wants a better understanding of how to connect their academics with career opportunities. It's, a combined assessment of the student's preferences and strengths with opportunities for people who match in that area and connecting it back to the academic piece. So, a really valuable resource that a student can connect with through a one-on-one consulting appointment. Pitt Commons is the alumni network I mentioned, the tighter alumni network that I mentioned, where students can seek out mentors or networking contacts. What can I do with this major is just a fantastic exploration tool online where students can start to see where different majors have different opportunities associated with them. And then InnerStride is a terrific opportunity a terrific platform for international students who are seeking internet international students who are seeking domestic opportunities or domestic students who are seeking international opportunities. So it's a combination of both, but it's a really robust platform that students can access once they start their first term. The types of events that we host vary per semester, but over the course of a year, you will see all of these types of things taking place. We have any number of workshops happening on a weekly basis to help people to get prepared for all components of the career and internship search that they may be pursuing. And then employer and alumni engagement. I mentioned a bunch of these things earlier, but employer and alumni engagement is ongoing with two of our biggest events of the year are the fall and spring career and internship fairs that happen annually in September and February, where we bring hundreds of employers to campus to recruit students for both careers and internships. It's a signature event, but just two of the many really great ways that we bring alumni and employers to campus to engage with students. Networking events and internship programming and site visits might be much more accustomed to us or much more, I would say, niche for a particular set of majors or types of opportunities, whereas the fairs are broken down by day for the biggest breakdown of our schools and colleges across the university. So we are really excited to also provide opportunities to shadow employers and host site visits, not just in the Pittsburgh area during the school year, but also in some other major cities right after the semester's over in May each year. So, really excited to be able to hopefully expand those opportunities as we go. Some other really terrific opportunities that exist are one is the Career Prep Academy, where students will receive an invitation to this over the summer if they meet the qualifications for it. But the Career Prep Academy is a terrific, more intense course-like program where students can improve their career search skills and their career preparation skills in different levels as they go through their time at Pitt. So really terrific opportunity that students can watch their Pitt emails for to get invitations later in the year. The Student Employment Fair is a really terrific way to connect students to jobs on campus, whether they were on campus with the University of Pittsburgh or with local restaurants and shops and things that are accessible to the average Pitt student on one of our bus lines or an easy walk from campus. The Student Employment Fair generally has close to 80 to 90 departments and organizations recruiting. So it's a really great place for students to come during the first week of classes to find out if there are some ways that they can get hired. We also have Human Resources and the Career Center there to talk about opportunities that might not have been able to be at the fair that day. In my over 20 years, and I could even say over 30 years of experience with the University of Pittsburgh, dating back to my student days, I have never known a student who genuinely was interested in some form of employment while they're studying to not be able to secure that. So it may not be the best way to start first semester of freshman year, but whenever the student is ready to look for these opportunities, the Career Center is here to support it with or without a fair coming up on the agenda. So this happens every year, first week of classes, and we're excited to help students even if they're not ready to look until after that. So glad to share that. Now, the next few slides I have are just to show you examples of events that we've had in the past because the marketing for fall isn't all ready yet. But I just wanted to run you through some of those, what those events are. Internship Week historically takes place in the winter, and there are all sorts of ways to connect those internship seekers to professionals, panelists, alumni, and even student interns who had positive experiences so that they can learn from them. All sorts of ways to connect and get opportunities when Internship Week pops up on the schedule. The link ups are really terrific networking events, and every semester we have at least one link up that breaks out into different industries, if you will. This particular one that happened in January is for public service and nonprofit. We're likely to have something this fall where it's maybe for tech, engineering, and business. So we really mix up who gets access to alumni through these great link up networking events. And we will see a rotation of the students who have access to that so that over the course of 1 to 2 years, every student should really have a great networking opportunity with alumni in a formal way. Just a sample of how our career and internship fairs break down this year. It's in September. The third week, full week of classes, we'll have the fall career and internship fair. It happens daily in the William Pitt Union, central to everyone. We have a breakdown of 3 different days where the employers are concentrated, although students can go any day. That's how the employers choose to concentrate their efforts. And it's accessible to every student. Even if a student wants to just get a feel for what it's like for when they're ready to apply in the future, we welcome them and we encourage them to dress to impress. Just so if they do make a good introduction with someone, they've made a positive first impression with their attire as well. Anytime we're having a fair, we do what we can to get students ready. We have resume review events, as you can see here, workshops to prepare them. This year, we're going to have a mock career fair so students can practice their elevator pitch, all sorts of terrific ways for students to build confidence before they dive into the fair itself. And this is a reminder for all of you as you're helping students to get ready. It makes sense for students to bring at least, a really nice business casual or professional attire with them. It's not just that they may want to attend a career fair. They may get an interview for an opportunity where they want to go the extra mile and show that they really want it. They might be invited into an induction ceremony for Greek life or an honor society. They may want to really amp up their look for a class presentation or a special occasion that could present itself. So making sure that each student has something that's above average in their wardrobe of what they're bringing to campus is something we highly recommend for the packing checklist. And at that, I'd like to share what's it all about. So we at the University of Pittsburgh are very proud to have such a wonderful, successful outcomes rate for our graduating class. We have 96% of our class reporting that they've had successful outcomes. And that means that they are either working, continuing their education, in the military, or volunteering, and volunteering in a structured program like the equivalent of City Year or the Peace Year or something like that. This data is based on a knowledge rate of 81% of the class of 2025. And this is phenomenal. It's really a terrific statistic, and we just keep getting better and better. And our students are really maximizing career opportunities, experience opportunities to really show that there's a return on the investment of the Pitt education. We have been consistently in the 90s for as long as I've been affiliated with the Career Center, but in the very high 90s for the past 5 years. So we're excited to be able to promote this and share this with you. There's a dashboard on our website where the class of 2025 information will be added soon, but you can see from year to year that we've been, above 95%, as high as 98% even in recent years. So our successful career outcomes are something we're very, very proud of. And while this isn't a one-to-one comparison, I can tell you that our even this year and last year both, we were at 10% higher than the national average um, for successful career outcomes. That's across any institutions of our caliber and nature. We were at 10% higher than the national average, which was only 86%, and our knowledge rate was 26% higher. So that's comparing 1995 or 2025 to 2024, but we have consistently been that much above the national average, and it's our goal to stay at that. So I'm happy to answer any other questions about that or what that means. And I am going to take this to the Career Center contact slide so you have information about Career Central on our website as I look through the questions that have been added here. So, how does a student identify their career consultant? That would be by going to the careercentral.pitt.edu website, and there's a tab at the very top of it that says Find Your Consultant. And there's a link list of majors, and when they click on the major, they'll get directly to the career consultant there. So very easy to find. It's actually in the process of being updated right now because we just had a new career consultant start who will start seeing students in their field on July 1st. So there'll be some updates there before your students arrive on campus. Next question. Is there any help through the summer? I have a daughter heading into her junior year who's not yet visited the Career Center. Yes, the Career Center is open year round. Students could log on today to our virtual help desk to check in for a drop-in appointment between 11 and 3. Handshake is available for those students who are already enrolled to schedule an appointment anytime. We have career consulting staff here year round, including breaks and holidays as well. So the option to do a virtual appointment is always available to students. Okay. Do we help find work study opportunities? Yes, yes, absolutely. That's a part of that, student employment at Pitt. There is a filter on the university's website that separates out work study opportunities compared to student worker opportunities that may not be work study eligible, but we can definitely support that. And the students can go to Talent Center on the hr.pitt.edu website to get started at looking for opportunities. While students can't yet access Handshake, and that isn't going to necessarily be accessible to them until they're enrolled in their first day of classes, they can go to the Human Resources website for sure. There's no restriction on that now to start to look at opportunities. And I would say, just from my personal experience, around end of July, first week of August is when we start to see those opportunities available for fall really start to peak. So looking now, we wouldn't want anyone to get discouraged that they're not seeing a ton of opportunities. It's a lot of time until we're really looking August in the eye. Do you start to see departments post those opportunities that will be available come fall? So it's not too early to start looking, but I assure anyone on this call that more and more opportunities will be posted as we approach the start of the semester. Advice, student looking for advice on how to select a major and how do they choose classes without having a major. That would be a combination of meeting with both the academic advisor. At this early point, meeting with the academic advisor is really the most recommended so that those fall classes can be scheduled in plenty of time. But once the student gets to campus, they can meet with the career consultant who works with undecided students to talk through that, potentially do an assessment, and to get some leads on general directions they may want to go to help with course selection. The great part about the University of Pittsburgh is there are a number of core requirements that aren't necessarily coming from a department where the student would be choosing to major anyway, so they can get some of those general education requirements checked as they start to consider options for majors. There's no hurry to select a major, so it will be fine if they work with their academic advisor and then complement that with career consulting later in the term, for sure. I'm happy to answer any other questions that that people may have. I'd be more than happy to stay on. I will gladly respond to any questions that come to me by email as well, and I'll share those responses with Summer in case there's a place to post those questions. But I just assure everyone that the Career Center is here to support your students, and it is here to help make sure that they have the tools they need to succeed in any career path that they choose, and to help them understand the variety of ways that a career can go based on a chosen major. You know, the major does not define the student, but their effort and their skills that they build do define them. So anything we can do to help them improve in those areas and grow in their skills is something we're here to support. Will the students be able to find any abroad opportunities, or is that a different group that they'd be reaching out to? So we certainly support it. The study abroad, the Global Experiences Office, GEO, that some of you may formerly have known to be the Study Abroad Office, has a tremendous combination of learning experiences that could be study, could be employment, or could be a combination of the two. So yes, there are abroad opportunities. Students will generally work with the GEO office to make sure that it is compliant with, you know, that it's a justifiable experience and that it aligns with their major. But our department may come in by helping students with considering which option is best for them once they've looked at their options, or help with the resume that they need, or preparation for the interview that they need to do to prepare for that experience and that opportunity selection. So yes, we do support students who are doing internships across the globe, but ultimately the transaction of that experience will go through the Global Experiences Office in the end. Yes, great question. Great question. As I
So
mentioned, thank you, Summer, for posting the Find Your Consultant link. That will be updated at least once before the semester starts. So if your student is looking, you know, definitely check that for what is current as we make some shifts around with consulting portfolios this summer. But it is a great place to start to learn about the consultants and the types of things they specialize in for sure. Thank you.
thank you so much. It looks like all questions have been answered. The Q&A is still open if there are any last questions. A reminder that this recording, as well as all of our other Pitt Family webinars, are recorded and posted to the Pitt Student Affairs YouTube channel. And this one should be posted hopefully in about 2 to 3 days. Sometimes we're really fast at getting them posted, and sometimes we're not as fast. Great. Allison, thank you so much. You've got the
Well,
contact information for the Career Center. Everyone has a wonderful day.